Good evening, everyone. Hello, hello. How are you? Good evening. Hello, everyone. Come on in. Please come on in. Come on in and have a seat. This is your house. I am opening this bag of flour. We're gonna need flour for today's recipe. Very little. I just happen to have a new bag of flour because I didn't have any more. But we're gonna use very little of that. And if you can see here, I have some baked wings. I baked them yesterday intentionally because I knew I was going to use them in today's recipe. You can do it the same day. What we are going to make is a sauce to smother these wings. That's all. It's very simple, but it gives another flavor to just having baked wings. Sometimes they can be dry, sometimes it's just the same recipe for wings. I get tired of the same flavors of wings they have at restaurants. And when I make mine, sometimes it's okay. But I saw a recipe online of a smothering sauce, and I thought that'll be great because it gives them some juice. And once you have baked them, the wings already have flavor, so that's just going to make it more it's going to make it tastier and not too dry if they're dry. So I'm going to put them aside right now. Okay, and I am going to be using. It's always good to use bell pepper and onions in your sauce that you're going to make. Bell pepper gives a lot of flavor to food. I use it in my beans. I use it in beef. Whatever you want to use it, it will give a special flavor. So I hope you're all doing okay. And I do this too so we can be together in a common topic that we don't have to all disagree on with everything happening in the world. Cooking is always something that unites us, brings us together, and we all love. Okay, so I had this leftover onion and I'm gonna use it. Just cutting it like that, like kind of feathering it long-wise. I don't know if you guys can see from there. I'm not dicing it. Some people I guess chef call it julienne style. I'm not a chef. I'm just a lady who loves to cook. So what I do is I cut mine in half. You can do that if you have a whole onion. And once you have that half, put it down, if you can see it, and go against it, see? And if they are too long, you can cut them in half. Okay. While I'm doing this, I'm going to put some oil in my skillet, because a smothering sauce needs oil. I'll bring you over here in a moment. Leave it here in case I need more. So now I'm gonna use a bell pepper, and if it's too much, you find them big too, you can use it all if you want to. It's your sauce. You can add as much flavor, and depending on how much chicken you have, you're gonna make less or more of this sauce. And the same thing, I just go against it like that. See? not too thick. So this is a Latin girl cooking Southern food. How about that? I think we all have to be like that. I cannot stand to eat only one type of food. They say you are a product of your environment. And as a little girl, my early childhood was in El Salvador. But then I graduated and then came here when I was 12. And at 12, I just wanted to learn English and get back home. So I did that, and then came back. Let me get this, somebody's trying. Went back and came after I graduated from high school. Actually, I was already doing my first year of university over there. And I lived in LA. In LA, it's so diverse. I mean, your neighbor can be from an island you've never heard of. And you learn, they have restaurants of food of any country in the world you can imagine. And you learn to eat diverse. And it's a strange thing when you live in a place that is not as diverse. So thank God I have been always exposed to many cultures. And since I was little, I learned to, I always liked diversity. So after living in LA, I lived in Chicago because I was married and my ex-husband got promoted and he went to open some stores where he was working at that time. And Chicago is very, very diverse. So that was just awesome for me. We had all kinds of food in Chicago. You could go and eat Italian food like the real deal, like a mom and pop's restaurant. The same for Mexican food, Polish food, anything you want, you name it. So I'm very blessed, and I think that my personality, I've always loved all kinds of people, all colors, all races, all food. It's all good. So, you know, and so today we're doing this mothering sauce that I saw from another lady that cooks online, and I thought this is perfect for my wings. So, okay, so I have cut it over here. If I need more bell pepper, I can add. But look, I have a good amount of onion and bell pepper. I think I'm going to put maybe half of this bell pepper more. So, have you all lived only in Houston, or you live in other countries or other states? I have only lived, first state I ever visited was Texas. I have been to many other states, but I have lived in Chicago, and of course, where I gave birth to my dear son, in Los Angeles. But I've traveled and I have visited other states, and I enjoy everybody's culture and food. I think we can all learn from each other, because I believe one of the purposes God created us so diverse, so we can learn and grow together. It will be a boring world if everybody will be just like you or me. It will be very boring. So, okay, so I have put some oil in the skillet, and I'll take you over there if I can. Let me see. Okay, I'm gonna put it over here, and this is gonna start giving flavor to that oil. I'm gonna turn it down a little bit so it doesn't burn, but I just want it to blend those flavors in the oil right now. Okay. So what's next is a little pinch of salt, because I have to season my food. And I'm going to add, let me get the pepper out. Oops. Add some pepper. Okay. Now I'm going to bring you over here. I just wanted you to see. Can you see it? Yeah. That's what I'm doing. And now I'm going to let you see the sauce. I'm going to make it over here. It's very simple. Nothing that you've never seen before. Actually, you might know this better than me because probably your childhood was here. But I learned to smother years ago, and my son used to love it. And actually, smothered chicken, I don't care if it's wings or whatever, it's gonna be good. I'm gonna use right now half a cup, okay, of flour. And whatever brand works. I mean, I bought this one. I know all Hispanics brag on this for the tortillas, white wings, but any flour will work. So I'm gonna put it in here. Okay. And I'm going to be adding water. I like to dilute it. Some people throw their flour directly in the skillet. I have always diluted it because I don't want any of those little pieces that don't dissolve. You know, you don't want that in your food. So we don't want no lumps. And you can make, you know, these according to how much chicken you have. My fork, maybe it's better. Now, I have over here all these bottles because I have plenty of seasonings, okay? Now, I like to use Cajun seasoning. It gives a lot of flavor to your food. So if we're making something southern, I think this will be perfect. I'm going to add a little bit of this. And you can play with all your spices. You know, you don't have to put one only. I'm going to add, but just be mindful of the salt if you're going to use more than one. I'm going to use a little bit of Creole seasoning. And then you can always add, just add a little bit, but if it needs more, you can add more. Okay, and so this is, let me see, no, this is not what I wanted. Cayenne pepper is what I wanted. Not too much of it. You don't want them super spicy. If you like them, go for it. Okay. If I need more flour, I can always add more flour. I'm going to add more liquid. So far I've used 2 cups of water. Okay. I'm going to use 1 teaspoon more of flour. This is kind of eyeballing it. I don't have anything exact. You don't want it too liquid. Remember, it's going to become thicker once it's in the heat. But you don't want it too thick either. Not too liquid, not too thick. Just the consistency of a sauce. So. I don't have any brand names or anything. Whatever Cajun seasoning you like. Whatever is on sale. See, this is Fiesta brand. Okay. I will add, because I'm going to add a little bit of sage because I'm cooking poultry. Just a little bit. Not, you don't want the sage to overpower your sauce. Okay. And a little bit of garlic. This time I'm going to use powder. Okay, let me see how this is doing. Smells so good, you guys. Smells very good. I like a lot of sauce, so I think I'm gonna see. There are 2 cups in here. I'm gonna use half more. You want to have enough sauce to cover your chicken. I'd rather have leftover sauce. Another teaspoon. All of you probably make it, you know, like you can do it when you do your chicken in the oven and smother it and bake it like that. But this time, she had made a sauce where she was smothering things that you don't see commonly smothered. Like she was doing crab like that. She was doing salmon like that, smothered. Shrimps, and with the same sauce. I'm gonna do something just to taste for the salt. It needs salt. So this time, I'm gonna use a little bit of more Cajun seasoning because it needs a lot of salt. And this has a lot of salt. The chicken bouillon. Okay. And I use the fork because I use that spoon, put it in my mouth. Okay. If you see how I cook, I eyeball things. It's just the way I grew up. Try to give you an idea when you see me cooking, but really, I cook without measurement. So it's good. It's very important when you're cooking to taste your food. That way you know what you're doing and how you like it. It's not a surprise at the end when you serve your food. Oh, it's too salty. Oh, it needs salt. It's gonna be good. Okay, let me go over here with y'all. Okay, now I'm gonna add this liquid sauce to the onions with bell pepper. A little bit of that in the bottom. I just rinse it with water. Okay. Now you stir it. I'm gonna put a little heat. Put it higher. And then you let it boil. Okay. And remember, I got my chicken ready already baked. But that's gonna go in here. And so you have to make sure that the sauce has good taste too, and that you're going to combine the flavor of the chicken with that. So you have to know how much salt to add to the chicken and the sauce, so it's not too salty, because the flavors are going to combine. Let me try it. I just rinse my spoon. Very good. That sauce is tasting awesome. It's got a lot of flavor to it. And the reason I could combine all those flavors, if you notice when I was adding all those flavors in the little container, I wasn't pouring like I was doing it carefully so that all the flavors and the salt, you know, it wouldn't be too salty, but flavor, it will have all those flavors. Okay, I'm gonna add, this is Goya a little bit. Adobo. A lot of people are cooking with adobo already. I don't care what culture you are, you all know about adobo. I've seen people doing this online. Okay. Yeah, it's very famous among Hispanics. Not necessarily all of them, but it is famous. See, it's getting thick. And so we have more water. I can add a little bit. This is very good. Wow. Very good. Mmm. We don't want it too thick. You control it. I know I have experts over here that do this sauce since they were little kids probably. I came familiar with this probably 2000, something like that. And ever since I tried it, I fell in love. But I have done it all together. When I bake, I put it in there, but never like this. And I thought this is a very smart way. I mean, if somebody in your house wants chicken, you can just top it with this sauce. If somebody wants shrimp, you can do all kinds of food, because different kids or different family likes to eat different things, and you can use the same sauce. Yeah, it's a little thick. Okay. The flavor is awesome. Very, very good. Okay. Now, I like it a little bit more spicy. But see, that's the beauty of, I'm going to use Creole seasoning. Okay. That has spices in it. Okay. Ooh, delicious. Let's see. Remember, first thing is oil, because your sauce got to have oil. If not, it's going to be dry, and you don't want that. Okay, let me try it again. Oh my God, that is so good. Woo! I am playing with flavors here. This is more Cajun. That what do you call it? The flour. Once it's thickening and the veggies took some of that salt, it needed more salt. But I'd rather to be careful with my salt to add, and instead of being disappointed at the end that I put too much salt in it. Okay. So now I have my sauce. And you can do one or two things. You can start putting your chicken in there. Excuse me, that pepper made me sneeze. Okay. Or you can put this on top of your chicken in a plate. Oh my God, oh my God. You guys, this is like very, very, very good. Very good. I'm going to add more cayenne pepper. You're going to say, how much more, Lydia? Well, you can never have enough cayenne pepper, can you? I love cayenne pepper. And that's up to you. If you don't want cayenne pepper, you don't even have to add any. Okay. Almost done, because you don't want to be eating raw flour. You want this to cook and have the flavors that you mixed in it, and now it has become a very tasty sauce. You don't want any flour flavor for sure, so you gotta let it combine all that. It has to be cooked. Okay, let me get a plate here. Now, I want to do a few things here. Look at this. That's the wings. I'm going to start putting them in there. I think they will grab more flavor than putting them on the top, since I baked it yesterday. And that way, they will get all that flavor inside the bone and everything. The skin, it will penetrate. Now, see, cooking is fun, and we don't have to be afraid to try things we never tried. And even to make mistakes. Who cares? You're going to learn from your mistakes, right? Okay. Alright. I know they can barely fit here, but it works. It'll do the job. Okay. Oh my gosh. This smells so good, you guys. So good. Okay. Put it on the top. And I'm putting it on the top so that I can cover it. Nothing is dry. See if this is big enough. There we go. I'm going to cover it a little bit. Who's here? Hey Larry, I know you make this chicken every day probably, and you can take me to school with it. You're a great cook, huh? I know you are. Hi Claudia, how are you? It's good to see you over here. Let's see who's here. She's teasing me here. My friend from Australia, Iris, how are you, my friend? Oh, qué linda. Christina from El Salvador, Elizabeth, Ines, Daisy, all these beautiful people. I'm so glad we're here together. Hey, Marcy, God bless you. I am very happy we're here. Hello, Juan. Hey, Jack. Hello, Alex Ryan. What's up, Clint? Hi, Kayla. Hey, Larry. Hey, Betty. And TF. Thank you for coming. More than anything, I really think I would love to speak right now on the fact that we can learn from each other and not be afraid of diversity. What I'm saying is, if you never had a friend from India, just an example, I don't know, don't be afraid to make friends with them, you know, or maybe it's not the right word, like intimidated. Learn to step out of your comfort zone, because we all have our cliques, and right away we click with what's similar to us, right? But I think in this time we're living, we can maybe learn something different if you haven't. And maybe a good way to start is asking for a recipe to somebody that is different in you and learn from each other. We are going to definitely, I will be speaking on things like that maybe for other people are not important, but in the times we're living, I think we can not enforce, but we can bring it to people's attention, and maybe they can think, wait a minute, I have a lot of these friends. Maybe I can make friends with this other person. And it is fun. I have friends, all colors, all flavors. Just look at you in my comments. Everyone is different. Everyone. And I love that. I could not live in a neighborhood with Hispanics only. I couldn't go to a church with people that they all look like me. I love when I see a church full of people of all colors, all backgrounds. I like that. So, you know, I don't feel uncomfortable with that, and I think that's how heaven is going to be. So why not here on earth too? I mean, that's how we're going to live forever. So anyhow, let me check the chicken. Oh my God, it's looking so good. I'm gonna put it in a little plate so you can see it. Look at this. This is your own recipe here for many of you. For me, it was new. Hold on one second. Not new for like today new, but I learned it later in life. Okay. Does that look good or what? Your smothered chicken wings. And that way you don't just have dry chicken wings. It's something different. And I get tired of the same wings that I get. So this is more like a good dinner. Let's try it. Mmm. Oh my gosh. This is very, very, very good. And you know what? You can serve this with rice, like a good southerner. You can serve this with rice and a side of corn or green beans. Whatever vegetable you like, broccoli. I like corn. By the way, I'm going to be teaching you a good way to cook corn that you already know, but we can have fun together. I'm not going to tell you. I'm sure you guys have an idea, but it has more flavor. Look at this. All that bell pepper and onion sure give flavor to this chicken. And if you have a guest, you can impress them with your smothered chicken that you just did a hack. You made the sauce and just pour it over it. You can cook it the day before. It's really, really good. I'm so glad that you guys stay with me. And I hope to see you. Maybe later I will do the corn. If not tomorrow. Because I know I have a Zoom meeting to go. You know, but if I don't make it tonight to that meeting, because I don't know if I will stay for the whole time. Sometimes it can be long. I'll come back and do some corn with you guys. It's very easy, and I know you can use it. These are recipes you can use daily. These are not recipes that you have to buy things that are, you know, all crazy. You can use your own seasoning that you're familiar with and have fun with it, and just ideas, you know. If you're still in quarantine, then, you know, you'll be cooking. So these are easy recipes. Let me see. Oh, yeah. I love all of you. Oh, thank you, Elizabeth. I enjoy you being here, too. I love you. Claudia, besitos. That's kisses in Spanish. Besitos. That's your Spanish class there. Besitos. Hola, Concepcion. Hey, Monica. I love to see you here. Hey, Larry. Thank you so much. All right. So I'm going to go check and see how that meeting is going to go. And if I don't stay all the way, I'll come back with you guys and just do something very quick with that corn, okay? I love you guys. Thanks for coming. Bye. Remember, you can always try something different or smile to somebody different than you. Make friends with somebody different than you. All right? I love you. Bye.